Pia. Can you hear this? I'm so curious. I just made a video and I couldn't hear this bowl, maybe because it's so low, but can you hear this bowl? You can hear, okay, good. So hello. We are going to talk about confidence today and self-esteem, and this bowl is an E bowl for the solar plexus chakra, and that's where we come into our self-confidence, also our self-esteem. We come into our will for life. And a lot of times at midlife, when the 40s hit, perimenopause hits, thanks so much for sharing it. Thanks for your likes. Thanks so much. It's this solar plexus that's imbalanced. So I got my big E bowl here. I'm in the middle of my living room. And we're going to play it on and off today because we're talking about building our self-esteem. Because honestly, ladies, when you step into your queen phase of life, which is right after menopause, when you've made that jump from perimenopause into menopause and you're stopped your menses, you are coming into your queenhood. And if you're not ready for it, this solar plexus is clamped down, it's clogged up. You're going to feel really insecure about sharing what your soul is wanting you to share. So I'm trying to get you ladies ready for your soul mission and your queen phase of life, because as these bodies change, we have to come into some real acceptance. Thank you. We have to come into some real acceptance and allowance of what's happening here. Okay? And we cannot let this dictate our confidence. We have to step out into spiritual and creative leadership with our self-esteem intact. And guys, this is changing. This body is changing. It has to, it will. It's just, this is how it is on planet Earth. But it doesn't mean we stop sharing our wisdom. It doesn't mean we stop giving and running full force with our soul mission. Okay? Run full force with that soul mission. So today we are going to balance this third chakra so that we can just let go and be. You know, I recently saw a young woman, she's 22. She is stunningly beautiful. She just had a baby. What's her name? I totally forget them. They're this really famous couple here on TikTok. She's beautiful. And she just had her teeth done. She has the most beautiful smile. I was like, oh my God, like these young people that are so beautiful and they're just glowing. I'm really a little nervous for them to hit their mid 40s and 50s because this stuff changes. And we cannot be attached to it. We need to detach from these looks and say, thank you for the prettiness, thank you, but not be attached to it and allow this to change and metamorphosize. So we're coming into our queenhood, and there's things that are happening, right? Our friendship circles are changing. Maybe we're being let go. Maybe we're letting go of other people. And that can really kind of put a little bit of a damper on the third solar plexus, our self-esteem, right? So today we're building it up. We're building it up. Let my beard grow. Yes, let your beard grow. So here we go. This is just take this sound in. I love this bowl. It's so big. It's so heavy, though. I can't really take it anywhere, but I love this bowl. So tune in. I'm going to keep playing this through this live. And let me know, like, where are we at here? Where are you at with your self-esteem, your confidence levels? Have they taken a hit lately, right? And also, like, think about your will to create, your will to live, your will to really rock your second half of your life. You're turning 40. Oh my gosh, you're a baby. I don't even know if that's considered midlife yet. Turning 40. When are you turning 40, Pia? And, you know, if we think about it, midlife really is actually the end of the 50s and 40s, right? The beginning of 40s, because like the average lifespan is around like 80 these days. So June 3rd, okay, you're coming into it, hitting the 40s. 40s are fun. A lot of times people hit the perimenopause in 40s, and that can be very up and down. I find the 50s, I like the 50s better, I have to say. They're a little bit more chill. But the 40s, every decade's amazing. I actually like every decade as I come into it and love it, and then I even love the next decade even more. I've had to grow up young. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. You know, at each decade, you let go more and more, hopefully, of people's judgments, of what people think, of your trauma and the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that really clamp down the energetics in our chakras and our energy systems. So I look 30s. You look 30s. Thank you. I'm 52. I think, you know, it's TikTok magic. I did just get my hair done. But I'm 52, and in real life, I think I look 52, or most people don't say that I don't look in my 50s, you know, when people meet you and they're like, wow. And when they meet me in person, they're not saying I look 30. So, anyway, but that's okay, because we are detaching. Thank you. We're detaching from our looks. So in our 40s and 50s, it's super important that we love the process. I remember when I was in my early 40s, I started to notice those first signs of things shifting, and I had a really hard time with it. You're 43. Hi, Nick. All right. 43, the beginning of the 40s. Yeah, you still have a lot of energy, and it's a good time. It's a good time. But things are going to start shifting. People start shifting with families and social circles. Things start shifting in our lifestyle. Like things that used to be really fun, we realize maybe we're not into it as much. And we can start trying to relive the good old years, or we can just really accept where we are and follow what's lighting us up now, right? And that's a tough thing, because a lot of times that we associate youth with being youthful, and that's not entirely so. There's a saying that says the youth is wasted on the young. The older we get, the more perspective we have about our connection with all of life and our connection with source, that actually makes us more childlike in a sense, meaning that we get to just be more giddy and trust life and let go and be more free. I feel I had life more figured out when I was in my 20s. Yeah. The thing is about midlife and beyond is like you start really noticing that there's nothing to figure out really. Most of life is about letting go. Most of life is about detaching and letting go. And when we can do that and live in this present now moment, that's when true happiness and peace really occur. And that's figuring it out. And if you feel like things are just blocking your mind, like you got this monkey mind going and you got to figure stuff out, like in time for what, that's when we want to start looking at those parts. I've been studying internal family part systems, and these parts are really, oh, you're welcome, Nick. These parts are those parts that keep us busy, that keep us thinking things out. In my meditation this morning, my mind kept trying to figure things out. And I was like, oh, this is a part. This is actually not myself. This is a part of me. So I actually sat with these parts that was trying to distract me and stuff. And it was such a beautiful unfolding. Once again, myself was lit up from my parts that was trying to distract me and stuff. And it was such a beautiful, yes, you took I look at it like, yes, it's puzzle pieces of ourselves. Yes, you took I look at it like, yes, it's puzzle pieces of ourselves. And I've noticed that some of them are coming up during my meditations lately. So I'm just working with them. So let's go into this third chakra again with the E. The only thing is you guys can tone with this bowl, because that will have the most effect on your third chakra, this energy center that's right here, okay, right below the chest bone here. It's this third chakra. It's this sound will just open it up in this E tone. I cannot tone with it because you won't be able to hear it. For some reason, it doesn't pick up my sound with the bowl sound. You live with I live with my drum. Awesome. So let's go. So, with this tone. So vocalizing with this will also start to process any emotions around this, but start to calm the nervous system, because your vagus nerve is activated by the sound and vibration you make with your voice. How did I come into this knowledge? I've always been kind of like just ferocious, tenacious about learning about how to be happy. Basically, I remember being in my teens, and on some level I had a tough childhood, and I was kind of negative and unhappy at times. And so I remember just wanting to be happy. And I remember going to college and learning about holistic health, and I just wanted to learn more about human potential and about health. And so I got a degree in wellness education and exercise and sports science. And then I moved to Colorado and started teaching myself how to write songs and sing and play the guitar. And while I was doing that, I was also like hiking a lot and doing yoga a lot. And I was just kind of starting my personal growth journey, my spiritual journey. So I started to combine the music and the personal growth issues. And then I went to school and got my yoga teacher certification, and I loved it so much I started studying yoga therapy, and I almost got that certification, but I got pregnant, and it was a lot of money to pay for the internship. So I never actually got the certification. I had all the physical training, but I never did the internship. So I learned a lot about the chakras during my yoga trainings and my yoga exploration. And I learned a lot about metaphysics through Unity and through studying the Course in Miracles. I am a Holy Fire Reiki master teacher, so I've learned a lot about metaphysics and energetics and healing energies. And I've always wanted to be my best, and I've always wanted to be like happy and healthy. And then when I had kids, I always wanted to be my best for my kids, and I wanted to learn different ways to keep them clear and open. So I studied consciousness work with Access Consciousness, and this past year I studied sound therapy with Globe. And now I'm studying in the internal family systems, and all along the way I've just been singing. And so I keep using my voice to just use these tools that I learned with my voice, and the voice is an amazing tool to detox us from our programming. It's an amazing tool to reset the nervous system. It's an amazing tool to connect spiritually. And it's an amazing tool to clear the chakra systems out. And so that's in a small little nutshell, how I know the stuff that I talk about. Thank you, Nick. And you're welcome. Self-journey, I'm not good in school. I was good at getting good grades in school. I wasn't very good at remembering and embodying the information. But when it's something that was very interesting to me, like this stuff, I live it. I live it each day. I meditate every day. I sing every day. And I just have this really deep soul calling to share it. And yeah. And so whether I do it with clients or whether I do it here on TikTok, my life is about sharing my awakening journey. And since I just got through this midlife Carter with perimenopause, I realized how hard it is for women. And it was hard for me too. And so I'm really sharing it a lot with midlife women, because we need to change the paradigm. We need to change the paradigm around aging, women's aging, and stepping into the second half of life empowered. In the past, a lot of women have stepped into the second half of life disempowered, feeling like they're insignificant, feeling like they don't have anything left to share or do. And you're self-taught. Wonderful. What are you self-taught in, Nick? Yeah. So I am doing a spring special. Glass. You're a glass artist. Oh my gosh, how amazing. I love that glass blowing. That's amazing. I have watched people do that, and I actually took my love that glass blowing. That's amazing. I have watched people do that, and I actually took my weight at the grief glass blowing class. 19 years working with glass. How wonderful. Are you in Colorado at all? I'd love to come see your studio. Yeah, one of my boys made this. Yeah. You're in Oregon. Where in Oregon, Nick? Sun River. Cool. I never heard of Sun River. Well, that is wonderful. You're self-taught too. That is really, really cool. I'm pretty much a self-taught singer. I actually took singing lessons from someone. We did a trade for a whole year, and I finally got to singing lessons, and he put me in the advanced category, and it was kind of interesting. I was like, oh, I have taught myself to sing, and I've been singing as a singer-songwriter, and now like the seasoned voice instructor says I'm an advanced singer. So that was kind of cool, because my theory is that everyone has a voice, and my theory is that everyone can sing. And to sing, you just have to sing. Central Oregon. All right, cool. And if there's blockages to singing, this is what I call vocal empowerment, looking at our empowerment issues around singing. And this is one of the things that I do in my work, because it's when people are blocked with using their voice, there's a lot of programming and wounding around using their voice. And we got to go in there and we got to detox that programming, and we got to talk to those parts, and we got to get people using their voice, because the voice is such an amazing tool for healing, and you have it right here. You have it as in your toolbox because you're talking and singing. So that's vocal empowerment. And so that's what I do in my sessions, my awakened voice sessions. I help people, just remove those blocks so that their voice can come out. And because the voice is so good for the nervous system, it's so good for your emotional health, your mental health, it's so good for your body, it's so good for your spiritual connection. And so right now I'm doing a special. It's called the Special 44. That it's 30 minutes with me, one-on-one on Zoom, and it's $44. That's going on to June 1st. So if you're curious about how sound therapy meets like vibrational counseling, basically, and how to just move some blocks in your energy system and your psyche through sound or through my sound, depending on if you're comfortable using your voice. We can do it together. I use my voice. Sometimes I get people to use their voice. And so, yeah, that special is going on in my link. Yeah. All right, let's go into this third chakra again. I want you to tune in to this third chakra. I want you to think about yourself being a confident, trusting, empowered person. And now when I say those things, does resistance come up? Do you believe it? Or you're like, I don't really believe that. Go to that energy. And that's what this bowl is going to talk to. Thanks for all the likes. Wow, we got to 3,000. Thank you. So thank you so much for these likes, Pia. I appreciate it. The thing is about bowls, it's hard to let it ring out till the end because my speaker doesn't pick it up. But if you have a bowl, let it ring out to the end. It is very soothing and calming to the nervous system. Yeah. One of the effects of crystal bowls is that they activate delta waves in our brain. And delta waves are very, 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 very calming. Delta waves are the waves that we have going on completely when we're sleeping. And so when you have a few delta waves happening in your brain in the awakening stage, you feel very relaxed. If anyone's ever heard of yoga nidra, it's called yoga sleep. We're invoking that delta wave right before sleep time, that theta delta waves. The cool part about being in theta delta is that you can do a lot of subconscious reprogramming in those states. And so that's when we are doing in sound bath, we're getting you very, very relaxed, getting you into delta, and then I'll pick you up into, and I'll do this tapping about 150 beats per minute that help you get into theta. And theta is where we can play with that subconscious reprogramming. And so, yeah, I do these different things in the sound medicine I create for people in my Align program. So if you're curious about that, it's a month-long program. It's over on my bio link. It's called Align Custom Sound Medicine. And we help to I make a whole vibrational medicine for you where we unblock and we raise your vibration and help you sustain it. Pia, tell us, are you going live on your profile? Pia is a subscriber of mine, and she is such a wonderful support here and such a positive light on her profile. I'm just curious, Pia, do you go live? I haven't seen you go live yet. If you just want some positive inspiration and beauty, go follow Pia, because she has some wonderful, beautiful nature pictures and inspiration over there. Every once in a while. You went live yesterday in the park. I missed that. I want to catch one sometime. All right, here's a little... So you know your third chakra is doing good when you're willing to spontaneously improv sing with the sources that be, right? When you allow yourself to be sung by the universe, that's when your third chakra is pretty intact. Then you have the confidence to just let out any sound with nature or with yourself. And so that's the goal. So let's do some spontaneous singing. One of the things I do, thanks for the follow. One of the things I do, 4,000, thanks guys. Busy little fingers there, busy little bees. One of the things that I do before I do this spontaneous singing and being sung is I say to myself, I am light. That's all I do. I am light. And I kind of connect with my ascended self. Like if there was no time, I just kind of go right into, who am I if I am an ascended being, right? And I tune into that source self, that ascended self, that I call my ascended council. And I just say, I am light. And that triggers my ascended self to just grace my presence here, this body. And then I just start singing. I am light, I am light, I am light. Yes, I love that song. I've actually sang that at a Unity church once. Let your solar plexus be free. Step into your confidence and trust yourself. Trust your voice. Let your voice just have its way with you. Thank you for Oh, yeah. Well, that was fun with this drum, huh? That is great. Thanks for all the puffs and the glitters and the the bracelets. So I want to say here is that the chakras. Whoa! I love that. What I want to say here is the chakra system is the energy system that wants our attention before it gets our attention with a physical symptom. This is part of the 5 koshas map that happens in yoga therapy. The body is set up with these alarm systems, and the chakras, when they're clogged up, is the alarm system, and they go into our endocrine systems and points of psychology. And so we can go in and we can see where chakras are clogged. Some people can just see it, right? They have that sight. But if you're not sure about it, you can tell because of certain psychology or if certain endocrine glands are giving you trouble. And now the thing is, the chakras is the alarm system before, it's the energy system, same thing with the nadis and the meridians, before something gets stuck deeper in the body and a big red flag, a body symptom happens. So in yoga therapy, they say that all dis-ease in the body and all physical symptoms seem to be related to our disconnection from our source, disconnection. Now, that said, there's a lot of souls that are here to have certain experiences in life, certain physical experiences. So if you have your baseline, right? If you have your baseline and you can feel and see things clogging up, these are warning signs. These are alarm systems to take account. But if something just happens to you, it could just be a soul contract. It could be something that you came here to live. So there's that. But then there's also the energetics getting clogged up and giving you messages, and you have time to straighten it out before it gets to the physical body. And so it's important. This chakra system is really important to pay attention to because it's the space, it's the energetics right before the physical. And what's below the chakras is the mental emotional. So our mental emotional stuff clogs up. If we don't deal with it, clogs up the chakra system. And this is really important at midlife because we've lived half our lives with these certain emotional triggers, these certain thoughts, belief systems, and woundings, and we got to clear it up. We got to clear this mental emotional stuff up, or it starts getting into our chakras and it starts getting into our bodies. And that's really when we see so much dis-ease in the second half of life, and we see people kind of falling apart and not having energy and stuff like that. Like Abraham Hicks says, we do not have to just get so decrepit with our aging. We don't have to. But to not go that route, we have to learn the power of detachment and processing. Detachment and processing of our thoughts, feelings, emotions, wounds, triggers, and traumas, and the tension that's hanging out in our body. So that's why I love working with midlife people, because they are ripe for the picking. This is the work that must get done if you want the second half of your life to be amazing, right? So let me just get this. So any questions about that? You can turn off co-host, turn off. Okay. So that was a mouthful, but so that it's important. Thank you. So it's important. And I have a lot of programs. I have a month-long program, of a 10-week program. I have hour sessions. And a lot of people in my live said they wanted a more affordable approach. So I actually made a program that's 30 minutes long. That's only $44. And this is how to awaken your voice, to use it to detox your chakras, to process your thoughts and feelings and emotions, to connect with your spiritual source. And these are ways that you can get back to the health of you and in balance, so that the second half of life you can rock in your wisdom years, because we've lived all this stuff. Like Nick was just here, he just said like he's taught himself how to do glass blowing for 19 years. That's a lot of wisdom he has to share, right? But we have to be healthy in these bodies and minds to share it. Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan to be healthy and happy in these bodies till, like, I don't know, 80, 90, or 100? Who wants to be a centurion? I do. If I'm healthy and happy, why not, right? Got lots to share, and I'm psyched to see like these new generations come in, and what can I learn from them, because they were just there, right, behind the veil. And so I love meeting new generations and new kids. I have a 2-year-old niece, and I just look at her, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's such a badass. She is a badass. She is not going to take shit from anybody. She's amazing. And God, I didn't have that. I think I was a people pleaser right from the get-go. But yeah, so what is your plan? What is your plan for the second half of life? And if you're 38, 39, 40, 45, you're in midlife. And when I was 40, I did not want to hear the term midlife. I didn't want to hear the word perimenopause and menopause. I thought I was too young for all of that. But in retrospect, I'm like, you know what? It would have been healthy for me to embrace this, what's in front of me, what is actually happening, and what is. And the truth is, when we're 40, the next half of life that's 40 more years, that's 80. It's possible that some of us are only going to live till 80. Some of us might only live till our 60s, 65, some to 70. We don't know. We don't know when our last day is. But what is our plan to live whatever that time is, happy and healthy and being of service? And so let me know in the comments, what is your morning routine to stay happy and healthy for your day? I want to know. I'll share mine too, but let me know in the comments, from the minute you wake up and your covers aren't even down, what is your plan to sustain joy and peace so that you can be of service in a positive way? So this is what I do. Before the covers even go down, I start humming. I kid you not. I do it pretty much every morning. I hum, and I start getting my sinuses and my head clear. I start moving energy through my body just by humming. And then I say this to myself. It's an access consciousness mantra. All life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And I say that about 10 times. Then I'm ready to get out of bed. Then I plant my feet on the floor, and usually I kind of just do this twist, and I take my energy and I take my source self and I pull it into my body and push it down my central channel, and I ground it into my Omega chakra, which is my chakra just below, my 18 inches below my feet. And I ground into that. And from there, I do my tongue scraping. I do oil pulling for about 10, 20 minutes. And as a midlife woman, some of you might know this, then I do my yoni stone. I'm not going to get into that. You can look that up, for about 10 to 20 minutes. And then I meditate. I meditate for about 30 minutes. Lately, I've been meditating right in front of a red light therapy light. Some mornings I get into a infrared sauna, and every morning before noon, I take my little dog for a walk. Sometimes I get a mile or two in. Sometimes I just get like a half a mile in. And 3 days a week, I do some light weight training for good bone health. And that's what I do. And then my meals that I have, I usually start my day with dandelion tea. Dandelion tea is amazing for detoxing the liver, gently and daily. Eat something, take my meds, meditate, and then a bath or a shower. Walk around the block. Awesome, Alice. Thanks for sharing. You got some good stuff in there. Meditating, walking, getting moving, showering, getting that, cleansing that body. Beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. So one of the things I didn't know as a midlife woman was that when the estrogen goes down, it affects your brain health and it affects your oral health. I had one of my teeth just crack right out of my mouth when I was walking my dog last year. It was shocking to say the least. And then I saw I've been 4 years post-menopause and the estrogen went down. So, and I've been doing everything naturally. And so one of the things that I did do was I started wild yam cream. Wild harvested, very clean, wild yam cream. That's one of the things I do for health because you want to keep some estrogen in your body, and because of the brain and your teeth and your bones and stuff. So I use wild yam cream. And this is interesting. Wild yam cream is a precursor for pregnenolone. Pregnenolone is the precursor hormone that produces estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So I think you could possibly just take pregnenolone, or you could get wild yam cream. But for people in your 40s, you're okay for a while. You're kind of going up and down, right? Wild yam cream could actually help that go down a little bit. But when you're stopped your menses and you're post menopause, that's when you might want to use some progesterone. Some wild yam cream. The wild yam cream. Do you want me to? I can go get mine. I'll show you the one that I'm using. I really like it, and it has like lavender in it, and I think MSM in it. And I'll go get it. I'll show it to you. 1 second. Okay, so this is the wild yam cream. I did some research on it because I really like using clean products. This is called Moon Made Women's Pro Meno Wild Yam Cream. It's called Moon Made. I have found this to be a really clean option. There's wild yam root, comfrey leaf. There's Vitex in it, infused organic extra virgin olive oil, beeswax, distilled water, aloe vera juice, vitamin E oil, natural MSM, and a blend of essential oils and flower essences. Now I put this on my arm, my belly. I just changed spots. So I really like this one. It's super clean. Now, this is something else this is for the ladies. So if you're a guy, this is not your thing. But I just started to recently do this because also with postmenopause, I don't know if anyone's in postmenopause yet, but you can get, you can leak. You can have a weak bladder, and you can also get dry down there for intimacy. So this is a over-the-counter, the lowest dose of bioidentical estrogen that you can get. It's called estriol, and it's called Silky Peach Cream. Love your aging lady bits. That's what this. And again, this is a really clean product. It's a bioidentical estriol You can get it over the counter, and you just put it on your pelvic floor in your lady area, and that helps. So I've been using these two things plus my yoni stone to help with low estrogen issues that are occurring in my body. And I've been using lion's mane, 1 capsule a day, for brain health. And that's been really helping. So that is how I am doing things pretty naturally. I'm 52 and I've been postmenopausal for, I guess it hasn't been 4 years. I don't know what I'm saying. I guess it stopped at 49, so 3 years. It's been 3 years I've been postmenopausal, so you want to do stuff. And then, you could do a lot of plant-based, and organic soy can help too with some little bit of estrogen naturally in your diet. All right. I tend to go down a lot of rabbit holes because I wear a lot of hats. Since I have this wellness education background, but then I'm also a certified sound therapist and do yoga therapy, and then really into metaphysical stuff, I tend to have a lot of rabbit holes to go in. So I see a lot of people doing their sound baths and they just stay focused on that. And that's great. It's just that I have so many interests and they kind of all go together for holistic health. So that's why I'm always going down these rabbit holes. I do know about crystals and yoni stones. I use magnesium and beetroot for circulation. Oh, great. I use beetroot in my smoothies. It's a good one. Yeah. Hello, Big Mama. Hello, Julie Sunrise. Welcome to the talk. All right, we're talking about today's topic is the third chakra. And what does that mean? How can that get imbalanced at midlife? Well, at midlife, depending on where you are, you're probably going to notice that your social circles are changing. You might be walking away from certain friends. Certain friends are probably letting you go. And that can kind of give us a third chakra ache. It can start to make us feel a little wobbly in our self-esteem, kind of being like, what did I do? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, what's going on? So the solar plexus is right here. Here's the rib cage, and it's that soft spot right here. That is your third chakra. It's right on your solar plexus. And this has to do with your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and your will. So sometimes what happens in perimenopause as well, we start having this lack of motivation. We don't have a lot of will. We don't have a lot of drive, and it's concerning. Now, one of the things I would say, if that's your case, is that sometimes that lack of will and lack of drive is helping you to rest more. And when your body's going through this up and down metamorphosis with its hormones and adjustments, it needs a lot of rest. So that lack of motivation, see it as a positive thing, because back in your 30s, you were always motivated to do everything and you were couldn't stop moving. Well, now you're not motivated to do much. It's a gift. It's a gift, and it feels good to slow down and let your body rest. You have a knot there. Do you have a physical knot, or is it an emotional knot? Alice, is it a physical knot, or do you mean a physical, tension, physical? Okay, what happens if you take your hands? Hi, Stacy. What happens if you take your hands and just kind of massage it? Does it hurt? So we're going to play this bowl. This bowl is an E note, and the E note is one of those sounds that is good for the third chakra. Have you gotten it looked at, Alice? Is it like a present, Is it a strong presence or just feel like a muscular knot? Because the other thing that's around there is the diaphragm. And thank you. The diaphragm pushes down when you breathe in, and when you exhale, it comes up. The diaphragm is a muscle that runs across the rib cage through here. And right under the solar plexus is like different organs, but you have your erector muscles too. It's not really that painful. Yeah, I had it looked at. It's muscular. Okay. Nice to see you, Charlie. Thanks for joining us. So what you want to do then is lean back and soften the belly, and just take your fingers and just do a gentle massage as we listen to this. It could be your erector muscles, your rectus abdominis muscles, just having some tension there. So let's massage that while we listen to this E note. Here we go. We're working on the third chakra. Gently tone ah, very gently, especially Alice, very gently tone this. Did it calm down a bit? It did. Okay, so yeah, so the toning, very gentle. I want it to be gentle because a lot of times when you sing, you engage the belly muscles, and I don't want you to do that. So you want to just like kind of lean back with a gentle massage on that area, and very soft and gentle. The sound calms the nervous system down. It also, if you're thinking about things that create a low self-esteem for you, you'll be processing emotionally with that tone, and that's probably sitting there in that solar plexus area. So that's how I would start with addressing this with sound healing. Guys, if you're interested in sound healing and vibrational wellness, I do have a 30-minute special one-on-one with me. We can come up with a strategic plan in that time, and we can start to like process and look at one of the blocks that keeps you from vibrational alignment with your best self. So if you want to take advantage of that, that is, it's called the Special 44, and that's over there. It's a 30-minute one-on-one session with me. If you want to go for the full hour, that's a possibility too. That's over there. And because you're on this live, I am happy to give you 20% off my hour session. So people that spend time with me, whether like this or at my sound healings, or at my concerts, I give 20% off my program. So yeah, if you want to just work out a strategy plan with sound therapy and look at your vibrational wellness with the 5 pillars of health, let's do that. We can do an awakened voice session and you get 20% off that. So yes, the knot is definitely loosened. Awesome. Julie, thank you so much. Does does anyone have does anyone have a desire to activate their voice for their own sound healing? I'm kind of curious because I'm thinking about making a course on that. And I'm especially thinking about making a course called Awaken Midlife and, free your voice, free your life. So that is in the makings, and I'm just curious if there's any interest here. Because there is, when you can free your voice, you are freeing the person, you're freeing your life. Yeah. Cool. I'll get on that. I do have a course called Vocal Toning for, what is it? Vocal Toning for Manifesting. That's over on Teachable. That goes all through all the chakras. It talks about what vibrational alignment is and the anatomy of voice. That's over there on Teachable, if you would like to check that out. If you're on Teachable, I stopped paying for it was like $59 to host the thing, so I stopped paying that. But all right, guys, let's do some more. What's going on? We got 4,000 likes, 4.6 likes. Thank you so much. I know Pia, I don't know if she's still here, but she was a big part of that. She was a very busy finger. Let's see if we can get to 5,000 before we leave. And what do we have? We have a subscriber tribe now. And if subscribers are here, I work with them first and give them the attention. So Alice in Wonderland is a subscriber, and so we just worked with her, giving her some strategies. So if you want to be part of that subscriber tribe, I'm trying so hard to not care what anyone thinks or says. Yeah, that is a lot to do with that third chakra again, right? Our self-esteem, right? Because when we care about what people think, it's because we're kind of codependent on them to give us a sense of self. And when we're healthy in our third chakra, we have a healthy sense of self. So I would keep working on that third chakra, right? Get your E sound, tone, massage that out. And doing some affirmations is really powerful. But also, I'm just curious. I'm asking this because I am this too. I'm a daughter of an alcoholic. That alcoholic has passed now, but I grew up as a daughter of an alcoholic, and a lot of times that type of codependency and caring what people think about us is really important, because that's how we get this sense of self, and we get this enmeshment with others' opinion about us. Is that your reality at all? Is that your reality? Yep, my dad is a full. Okay. So one of the things is Al-Anon. I've been wanting to do this, but one of the things with Al-Anon is coming to a sense of self, not from personality, but from higher self. This has helped me in so many ways and in so many phases of my life. And so Al-Anon and AA is all based on getting a sense of self from our higher power. And that's one of the things that my voice gives me, because I feel like my voice is tuned into source. I call it source, my source self. Many people call it God, some people call it higher power. whatever it is for you. You could call it the cosmos, about us that's bigger than these individualized, personalized selves. And connecting with that is very powerful for letting go of what people think. Does that make sense? Thanks for the follow. I have to go get a power supply because we're going to lose things here. So let me know how this is landing and any comments about what I just talked about the sense of self coming from our source self. Yes, okay, I'll be right back. So what's important to do, thanks for that bracelet, Emma. What's important to do is I've been having a great time with parts work. I've been using it with clients and I've been using it on myself because the parts work, you go into those parts that was wounded by this relationship with this alcoholic. And even, me and my dad were best friends. Like, I tried to get him sober so many times. I stopped enabling him and he went to rehab. I mean, the journey I've had with my father. But he was my best friend. But he also had a lot of trauma. And there was a lot of parts, wounded parts that have fragmented from myself that I've had to take a look at and do some processing and healing with. So it is basically pure love, loving awareness. Yes, pure loving awareness. I think I'm going to go into my other room here. So pure loving awareness, this is where we want to get our sense of self from. Our sense of self is love. And I'm telling you, when I tap into that consciousness, I feel like I'm of service with that consciousness, and it doesn't matter what people think or say about me because I'm of service. So when you surrender to a higher source and you learn to become of service, then so there's something I learned in this one body of work called Access Consciousness. And there's the hairball. Okay. And it is like whenever you go out into the world, you just say, what energy, space, and consciousness can I be, know, and do to be of service, to be a contribution? And then I just let go, because then I just know that I am of service to consciousness. I am of service to the light, and I just did my intention and my prayer to be of the light. And, if I do a show, I'm a musician. If I do a show and I mess up, I know that maybe that mess up was of service to someone in some way or of service to my career in some way. I don't know. So it's like when we surrender to this higher part and we say, your mission, not mine, it takes all the pressure off and it doesn't matter what other people think because we are communing with our higher self. Yeah. Your dad was an orphan and he acts like no one can ever go through something. Yeah. That's hard when people go through trauma and think that just because it was hard for them that no one else can have something that hard. That's very challenging. And it can be gaslighting too. So there's a lot of work. There's a lot of compassion to have for your father and a lot of compassion to have of yourself right now. And I have a sense that that's why that solar plexus ball, right? And take a look at your adrenals. Do you feel tired? Do you feel like you might have any adrenal fatigue? Yeah, Julie, yeah. The solar plexus is the endocrine gland is the adrenals. You've had a lot of medical issues. Yeah, I'm sure. Because daughters of alcoholics, if we haven't resolved some of these parts, they can get into the body and create a lot of disease. Yeah. So solar plexus work is important to help the adrenals. But also, I don't know how old you are. If you are in perimenopause, perimenopause is a time where we're tired because our bodies are regulating and they're learning how to, like, learning what to do next, how to function without estrogen, right? With a way lower estrogen. So I would, if I was looking at this holistically, I would have to know if you were in perimenopause or not, because that tiredness. But that said, perimenopause really does affect the adrenals, because the adrenals are going to take over the estrogen production or help out. And so if we are already exhausted mentally and emotionally and physically, then we're coming into perimenopause with our adrenals already taxed. And it's going to make us even more tired, and they're going to have to work harder for what has to happen, if that makes sense. You're 44. Oh, that's right, Alice. You're 25. Okay, yeah. Okay. But with your, Alice, with your, I'm curious, do you still have your ovaries after the hysterectomy? Emma, if you are wanting a child and you still have your menses and feel healthy minded and physically, I'd say go for it. And you're feeling called to do it, go for it. You have one. Okay. So, um, so I don't know exactly how menopause works with one ovary, but if you're still producing estrogen and you're with the ovaries, yeah, I don't know exactly about that. Um, but if you're tired often, but you're getting a lot of sleep, um, it could be an adrenal thing, or it could be other dis-ease in other areas of the body. But if you're tired, sleep. That's the body's asking for sleep. Um, that's clear. If the body wants to sleep, give it sleep. I'm trying to get this. I still have to get a new ring light holder. There we go. Um, yeah, they left it for the hormones. So that's a good thing. So your ovary is still producing estrogen, which is good. And we just don't know when it's going to slow down. But for now, if you're tired, rest and start to really explore. Yeah, start to really explore some of these parts. That people pleaser is called a part, and that people pleaser, is called a protector. And so in this internal family systems, there's something called a protector and there's something called an exile. And the protectors are a certain type of way that protects us from being hurt emotionally. And the exile is the real wounded part. So the people pleasing is 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 a protector that usually is protecting some really deep wounded part. And to go in there, we got to talk to the protector to see if it will let us in to talk to the exile. So there's this whole conversation, healing conversation that goes on with the protector and with the exile and this wounded parts of ourselves. But it's really important work, and it's not the only way to work with these energies of ourselves. But this people pleaser part, it's rooted in the root chakra because it's scared, right? And fear is the number one emotion of the root chakra. Fear. So people pleasing really does come a lot from needing to fit into the tribe, right? Not wanting to be loved, so you're not thrown out from the tribe. So you'll do anything. You'll please and do whatever to stay in the tribe. And that's all tribe strategies. And that all comes from the root chakra and the fear that is there. And so root chakra stuff can start with that C note and toning, oh, and really connecting with source self. Oh, got a butt, thank you. You're welcome, Julie. I think that was supposed to say gotta go, right? Got a butt. But thanks, Julie. Thanks, Julie, so much for being here. Oh, we reached 5,000. Yay. So when you meditate on what this people pleaser is doing, saying, what are you doing? What are you protecting? Why do we have to please people? And so you can go into your meditation and ask these questions and see if anything comes up. It's amazing when we start talking to these parts of ourselves, what's revealed. And if you want a little coaching through that, definitely sign up for that special, because we can definitely go over this in 30 minutes. Sometimes it helps having another person guide, like, which question to ask and help you out. Because there's sometimes that's called blending. Sometimes the parts are blended with our sense of self. And it's hard to pull them away so that the self can look at it. And sometimes they're pretty wounded and they don't want to be seen. So we've got to talk them down, and different strategies to use to get them through that. And sometimes just singing to them. It's been amazing, the clients the past few weeks, where I just sang to certain parts. They weren't responding to clearing tactics. They weren't responding to questions. But when I sang to it, they uncurled and they relaxed a little bit, and they came into like trusting the process a little bit with getting to know them. So that was really interesting. You have done a lot of inner child work. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, it's like we're a work in progress. I have been doing inner child work since I've been like 28 years old, and not the internal family systems, but inner child work. But this new way of looking at it with IFS is really cool, and I'm enjoying it. And we just are work in progress, and sometimes the next layer is there for us to look at. And sometimes we can see that as a good thing, like, wow, I'm strong enough for this layer to surface. That's how I see it, because it's humbling. It's humbling thinking that you've done so much work on yourself, and here it comes again. Here it comes again. Round 100. Here we go. Right? So, it's okay. We're a work in progress, and the people pleasing thing, it's a tough one to get over. It's a tough one to process. And so, all right. Well, I have a guest coming for dinner, so I am gonna just sing us out here. And if you want a one-on-one session, I do 30 minutes, I do an hour, I do a month long. So all that is in my my bio link, and definitely come. There's a lot of free content on my YouTube channel and Instagram. So come follow me. All right. Back to the third chakra. Yeah, you're so welcome. So this will be for the root and the third as we sing ourselves out of this live. Blessings on your evening. I'll see you next time. Bye.